Hey, how's it going, Mina-san? Alright, so this was sort of a joke attempt. I came in a little late to this Star Cathedral today, and my guildies seem to have already went in, or at least one of them. So I'm like, whatever, let me just go through and try to like find the mini bosses, the mid bosses, and get the best loot possible. Right out the bat right here, on the right corner, we see there's a loop. You should be able to recognize that. I'm going to do this like a sort of a mini tutorial. So most of this is solo, even though I've titled this video as a duo. And you'll see why. I wasn't aware that, Rebuked would join up, or I would join up with him. And yeah, so this was kind of an easy one. I like it when the Star Cathedral has only like two paths. Like you saw in the beginning of the main room, the right side, it was a loop, no point of going there. Usually you kind of recognize that when you run a lot of Star Cathedrals. You know how room layouts look like, and you know what's coming up. So I'm just forcing my way through. My gear, by the way, isn't the most optimal. My just to go through, if I remember correctly, my hammer is a experimental, so it has crit damage and crit percentage, crit chance, and extra hit. That's it. So over here I switch over to knockback resist just to be on the safe side in case I get knocked over, because I don't like holes. Maybe have a little phobia of deadly holes. I don't really bother too much with these dudes because it doesn't really matter. They're never gonna laser or pinpoint their lasers on you. You can just chill through. Alright, so ghosts aren't really a problem. As you can see with the setup that I have. Yeah, so continuing with the setup, my missiles, they're like prototype swarmers. I know they have seeking. Oh, that's bullshit right there. Oh my god, that is such bullshit. Oh man. Yeah, I suck at blocking. That's one thing I'll admit about my Ironclad skills. Yeah, so there's a major fuck-ups right there. Anyways, the swarmers I have, they have trisected, seeking, +2 ammo, and I forgot, maybe armor pierce. I know they're prototype though. I usually don't like seeking swarmers, but whatever. It's one of the best I have. I haven't done an elite underground base in a while to farm them. I'll try to do that in the future. Anyways, I was in a bit of a pickle there. I took a lot of damage early on. Gotta be patient with the Ironclad. You can't really rush through. Plus my setup here, it's pretty risky. I mean, I'm killing a lot of my armor by using that double bando, just so I can have that extra firepower. So, I mean, it's a bit of a rant, but I think like anything that has range, it has an advantage in this game over melee. But that's just my opinion, really. So, having those swarmers really gets me out of tricky situations where I get cornered, or if you got enemies from both sides, you can kind of liberate yourself with the massive damage you get from the swarmers. What really carries me with this build is my ultrites. Obviously the Star Cathedral ultrites. It's +15% crit chance. That's huge. That's very important for me, for this build, especially since I'm not relying on armor pierce on my hammer. I'm really relying on the crit damage to kill the enemies. As you see there, the crit damage is really big, especially when I swap over my overloaded boosters with stompers, the spike stompers. Gives me that extra boost, that extra crit chance. Like you see right now, I just switched over quickly to finish off that flying thing, whatever it's called. Boom, one-shot it. The best setup though, like the most damage you can get, is if you pair it up with a frenzied berserker, which would have plus 100%, a modded one obviously, plus 100% damage and minus 10 armor. I have one on this Ironclad. You'll see towards the end I switch over to it. The thing is, it's only a modded one. I only have the one with plus 100% damage, which is I mean ideal, except that I'll take more damage. Sorry about the mouse on the screen, in the middle of the screen. Someone pinged me on IRC, I think, and I forgot about it, but I'll move it in a few moments when I'll notice it in game, because it bothers me. Yeah, so I don't like really rushing through. As you can see in this spot, there were a pack of ghosts right after these dumplings, so I didn't want to really rush through and not know if it's safe on the other side. So I kind of stopped there in the middle of those laser dumplings, these guys. I'm making a ton of mistakes right now. I mean, I'm just trying to go as fast as possible. That's the reason. I mean, I could take this really slow and patient and you know destroy everything, but I'm just pressed for time right now. And what else? Yeah, the rest of my gear has already been explained. I don't ever switch over the implant. That stays the same. It's just too good. The hull traits are just too good to switch over to anything else. I don't care about the extra life I could get from satellites plus 40 HP. Just killing enemies faster is more important to me. Alright, about skeletons over here. I usually switch over to something with range. I don't want to necessarily use my swarmers. And yeah, so I mean, there's only one mod on that quester. It's 100% AP only. And obviously you don't want to get too close to them because they'll spear you. Also, one thing to notice here, I'm not going to try to go on the ledges because some of you might not know this, but those things target you when you go on a platform. Never go on a platform when skeletons are coming towards you. Never. They're gonna leap at you. When you're on the same level as them on the floor, they won't jump at you. Just a pro tip for some of you people. I've noticed that get scared of skeletons and just all of a sudden think that you have the high ground by going up a platform. No, it doesn't work that way. Stay on the ground, go backtrack, don't jump on the platforms. So you see I'm almost grounded and I'm taking my time a bit here because these guys can screw you up. I'll use my swarmers a few times just to make sure they don't come too close to me. I can't kill them fast enough with the quester I have. And I noticed in the bottom left this time, someone's with me here because the first generator has been broken. I noticed that, and I'm a little excited because in my mind it's like, maybe a meta boy is in here with me. Could it be Rebuked? Could it be Light Rose? Maybe even Wayne, but it's rare. I rarely see that guy these days. So yeah, so I'm a little excited. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll be able to do the boss after all. Because like I said, this run I just went in just to get just to get the loot from mini bosses, the mid bosses. So just powering through. Hopefully, I really need a new hammer though. It's been a while since I found a corrupt prototype sledge. So as you see here, I do a lot of switching my mobility. So overload it to the stompers, just because it gives me extra crit damage and crit chance, if I remember right. Yeah, they should. I don't really switch them over just for defense. Really, that's not the point. It's just really for the extra damage. And yeah, get extra damage there. 2.5k. If you use like stompers and ultrites and a frenzied berserker, that's crazy damage. It's insane. It's like over 4k sometimes. Alright, this is tricky here. I'm a little, you see that? So I had to use my swarmers in that scenario because it's just too tricky, and unnecessary damage would be taken if I try to retaliate with my hammer. Could have maybe switched over to the quester, but just low damage really. I just want to get out of that situation as fast as possible. Not get the mix-up. Alright, you see skeletons, I run back because I know they would jump on me if I were on that platform, so I move in closer, or I moved back just to switch up my setup to more efficiently kill them. Uh-oh, bad damage, but I got HP luckily, so that's fine. So notice how I was in trouble. I think I was at like 27 HP at one point. Just gotta take it slow and try to farm ghosts for HP. Really, they're the best for that, I'd say. And skeletons, obviously, but they're not always in each room. Dumplings are annoying though. They take a bit of time to kill, unless you have the crazy crit setup with a berserker. They melt, but otherwise it's not really worth it. Over here, I just go crazy, but then I noticed the big guy dude. Luckily I killed him there, but now I have to backtrack. I take a hit. Horrible. So that's one of the situations where you should maybe try to... Oh, check this out. Record time. Patriarch kill coming in. 3, 2... Dead. This guy's like... if you know that song, Dwayne and Brando, Mega Man 2 intro song they done on YouTube. It's like that segment with Bubble Man. Hey, my name is Bubble Man. I've got something to say. Dead. Look it up, dude. It's funny. All right, so obviously I know the path backwards, so I'm confident to just dash through. But as I was saying before, it's it's a little risky if you just dash through into a new area you're not familiar with, like in the bottom right now. Yeah, I'm a little confused here. I don't really remember where I came from, but I got it right. So like dashing through below right now, it was a little risky because I can't see that far away. I don't use the SB zoom tool. I don't feel comfortable, to be honest. Like, I feel it takes the challenge out of the game a bit. It's not... Even though, I promoted it, I said, it was pretty silly that the devs wouldn't make it equal across all systems. In my case, I already have a crazy huge resolution on my screen, so I don't mind not using it. It's perfectly fine the way it is to me. And I take unnecessary risks here just to get a silly chest. As I said, in my head, then I was thinking, okay, well, maybe I won't do boss, so might as well try to get lucky, try to play with RNG and see if I can get something nice from those chests. Even though, statistically speaking, it's kind of rare, to be honest, to get something good from those chests. They're not really worth it if you're pressed on time like I was. Hey, I did a pretty good dash out there. Just ran through the ghosts. So I stop here because maybe, this ghost has a death wish, so maybe I'll get an HP from it, but I didn't. Alright, skeletons. Might as well farm them a bit. And as you see here, this is risky, and I got punished for it. I hesitated for a second there, saw the other ghost coming at me, and should have used my swarmers in that situation. That's where the emergency button should kick in, and just use them. I was too greedy there, and I was like trying to save up my swarmers, but. See, when the dumpling like that is on the floor, I hate that. That's like the worst for me for an IC, for an Ironclad. That's one of the main reasons why I go into the Cathedral with swarmers. It's because of those situations with I mean, not only that, but obviously that's the big one too. They have those long range lasers. Without swarmers, I mean, you'll have to trade HP to get in close to them. So swarmers is a good answer to that, to countering these dudes when they're on the floor, on the ground. Alright, so I'm just backtracking here. And obviously, so I got one gen down, someone else got one other gen down. And spoiler alert, you won't see the hive fight in this, because that's what the other person, Mr. Rebuked, defeated. As you saw earlier, the first gen was down, that was the hive. So what I'll do, as this video is going on, I'm just backtracking here, so I'm going to just overlap a clip of me soloing the hive. This was from another Star Cathedral I did by myself. I only had 2 gens, or I found the second gen and that's it. So I'm gonna have that playing. It was a 1-minute fight. It's really simple. I mean, with the hive, I had this set up. I had the quester, and I just stood on a platform, blocked, and hit him with my quester whenever there was an opening, and used my swarmers from time to time. And just not slowly. Just don't go crazy. If you're thinking of going to Star Cathedral and you're up to the hive by yourself with an Ironclad, and somehow you're using double bandoliers, if you're crazy like me, then just don't use all of your swarmers at the same time, because there's these phases. You can't just kill it by over damaging it. Don't forget there's phases. So as you noticed, I mean, whatever. The mid room has been defeated. Well, there we go. And there's Mr. Rebuked. The myth, the legend, the Fabricator with the Volta. The perfect Volta, I think. I think that's the one I got with him at one point. Alright, so now I'm pretty happy. Oh my god, this thing. If I let him do it, because it'll take 3 seconds for a Fabricator to do this without taking any damage or even sweating. If you're gonna do this on an Ironclad, I mean, I did it once and it's stupid. Basically, you just have to make sure you have 100% knockback resist, and just take it slow a bit. Takes a bit of time and it's annoying. So you don't get knocked back down. That's why you should have 100% knockback resist if you're going to do the platform puzzle room. So, yeah. So basically, we're going back. Did I come from the top? No, I came from the bottom. Okay. Man, I'm a little lost. I'm kind of bad at pathfinding, to be honest. I can remember just so much. But we do go the right way eventually. Yeah, we do actually, yeah. So he has done the top left, since he's gonna tell me right about now, and I just took stupid damage right there. Unnecessary. So he tells me, what paths he's done. Bottom right, yes, and we go top right, because that's the only path none of us have done. Sweet skeletons. I'm doing pretty good so far. I mean, on HP and hoarding swarmers. Obviously, you want to go into the boss with full HP. That's the most important. And I'm actually looking to also go in with full stock of swarmers. 42 on 42. I kind of rushed that stupidly there. It's unnecessary. There was plenty of time, 9 minutes. I kind of felt a little bit pressure there because he was going so fast, and I was trying to catch up to him. But whatever. Works out in the end with an HP drop. What else? Oh yeah, I mean, as you're watching this, might as well give you some other tips, since this is kind of a mini tutorial for the Star Cathedral. If you're going to be on a Duskwing, always have a battle, the pink boomerang. Oh, this is disgusting. Look at this. Disgusting. Hate it when there's like these floor dumplings, laser dumplings. And just as you saw, I had to unload a bunch of swarmers on them because it would have been, we would have taken more damage than necessary. Ugh. I haven't dodged really well in that part. Should have not hurried so much. Yeah, so for the Duskwing, Hive, and Bone Saws, make sure you have a Beetle, pink boomerang from the graveyard, the exotic weapon. And over here, I try to go on the right, but he beat me to it, so I stay on the left. We each take on one head, just so we can go faster. Not necessary, to be honest. Like if I was to redo this, I would probably want to communicate with them, like tell them, let's just do one head at a time. There's no point in doing both at the same time and aggroing both with lasers and freaking bullets all over the place, because we had over 7 minutes. This thing doesn't even take. This takes maybe 1 minute with both of us in. This fight is the worst out of all the mini bosses for the Ironclad, or maybe the jump puzzle would be pretty nasty as well. I mean, you just have to do it slowly. But this is kind of sometimes unpredictable. I mean, if you've seen my Wildfire solo tutorial on this guy, I already mentioned it, but since the Ironclad doesn't have a way of double jumping like the other classes, the Fabricator doesn't have a double jump, but he has platforms, so that kind of counts as a double jump. And you would need that was a 6 skein, by the way. Skein. So yeah, unless you have you're wearing what's it called, the double jump implants, Exites. Unless you have that, there's no way you can double jump. And Exites, I don't think I wouldn't trade that in this situation or most situations for ultrates that I'm wearing right now. No way. Alright, we got a tricky situation. At least we're just farming for HP. He needs one, I'm good. But I'm looking for ammo right now. I'm mainly farming for ammo. Watch out. Once again, I have to shouldn't have sacrificed that, but those swarmers. I'm just taking it easy here. He goes up. I don't want to do those dumplings really, but whatever. I kind of forced him there. I didn't want to. Oh shit! I took a hit. But whatever. All right, so there's 1 ammo. What was I saying earlier? So about the Bonesaw fight, I guess. Yeah, so since he doesn't have a double jump, like whatever. It's a little tricky. You need to just dodge a lot. Don't take a shit. Don't block. That's what I like calling blocking. It's just crouching and taking a shit, basically. I don't like blocking in general on the Ironclad. It has to be a really safe situation for me to just crouch, because you're just losing you're losing a lot of momentum from jumping out of block. There's like a cooldown, whatever you call it, like a delay when you so over here, I took those 2 ammo clips and I'm like, whatever, I'm good enough. I'll go in with 30. I don't want to like risk it. We only have maybe 4 minutes to get back to the room. I don't want to risk losing HP there, so I'm content with that. But anyways, the rest is pretty. I still have to sacrifice some ammo clip there. That's unfortunate, but whatever, can't be helped. It's either that or lose health, and you definitely don't want to lose health, obviously. But whatever. Got pretty lucky with HP there. Easy drops. Alright, so we're back, and he has to AFK for a minute. So I'm gonna stop this, and then we'll cut to the boss. Alright, so in this segment, we're going to the boss, obviously. Broke the last gen. Hoping for both of us to do well. Good luck. Good luck. And yeah, just notice how I play. I mean, it's my own play style. I think that the Star Cathedral boss room isn't, for an Ironclad, isn't it's not like optimal to block too much, basically. I would rather just dodge like all other shells. So if you're not familiar with the Star Cathedral, just try to see the patterns of the bullets. There aren't many different types of bullets over here. But yeah, just dodge them. They're slow. There's motion. There's like a lot of constant motion on the platforms when you, like over here in this case. So sometimes it's kind of tricky to block, because you might just end up taking a hit instead of thinking that you'll block it. It's just a matter of timing, really. But I don't think it's really necessary to be blocking. I hope that people don't rely too much on Ironclads. It's except for maybe that one part with the boomerang shots you'll see soon. I'll just block like easy shots. And also, when you're, like I said before, when you're crouching, you're kind of exposing yourself. There are enemies that, those tentacle enemies, the brown ones, they rush at you. So sometimes they'll just reappear on you. So like in that case right now, see, that was a risk. He went through me, the enemy went through me, but could have been that he would just materialize himself on my body, and I would just take the hit. So this case, this is the only maybe situation I agree with blocking. Still risky though. You gotta time it well. It's not about positioning necessarily, like being in the middle of that. Sometimes you'll get hit. It's really hard to time. I mean, I haven't mastered it. I'm not gonna deny it. I get hit by it a lot because I take a a bad position, or sometimes the cycle of the boomerang. And there we go. You see how that hit me as I materialized? Well, that was my mistake though. Even though I wasn't blocking, I should have just moved out of the way. Just like that. This is a pretty easy phase, so these stairs, as you see also, you just notice that there aren't that many minions that spawn in the beginning. They'll start spawning more frequently and faster towards the end. So just, just chillax. Just chillax over here. Just, just dodge. Don't do any unnecessary risks. Move away. Get a few hits on the boss whenever you can. Obviously, Rebuked is doing most of the work because of his insane mobility. Yeah, so this is bad positioning right here, because you see the way the boomerangs arc. It's a little different each time, I find at least. So not any position will be ideal. And I guess I won't commentate too much during this fight because you guys have seen my previous video. Even though it's a duo instead of a whatever it was on the previous Star Cathedral Ironclad video I made, it doesn't really matter. This is maybe the closest thing I'll get to doing a solo on the Star Cathedral boss ever. But it's definitely like doable, I think. You just have to have like a perfect frenzied berserker, great locusts instead of swarmers that I have the Star Cathedral version of it, the locust, and of course a better hammer. So as you saw there, I slipped below. This always has a mirrored staircase. So the top part, if you're ever at the top, there's always one below. Oops, that was a bad dodge. I overextended there a bit. Oh, lucky HP, that's one. And I kind of fumble over my keyboard to let him know that HP dropped and got hit by mistake. So I'm going to try to conserve my swarmers as much as possible during this fight. I really want to have enough swarmers during a specific phase where we're at the top over the head with the platforms, and you got these minions that'll spawn, the jumping guys that you saw earlier during the staircase phase. God, horrible. I'm taking way too many unnecessary hits by, see that? I was crouching the whole time, so it's kind of, this phase. So this phase I want to rocket blast as much as possible to get rid of everything in the path so I can, move over. I got hit though. I got a little too anxious. And yeah, so I'll definitely be dodging this part. Not too much crouching. Using my swarmers just, to clear out space. I don't think it's worth blocking those yellow shots also. Might as well just dodge. And we got another supernova phase, circle of doom, whatever you call it. So we're pretty much at the end point of the fight. By the way, if you have any specific questions about this, about the Ironclad, let me know in the comments. I'm trying to waste my swarmers on it just because it should be the last phase any moment now. It should tip over with a couple of hits. There we go. So last phase, and I'm with 85 HP. Granted, 1 HP dropped, so I would have been at what? Oh, there's a trick there. Do you see me boost over that red bullet? That's a trick. I mean, some people might know, some might not. If you dash jump into those bullets, you will erase it. I mean, you gotta time it right, obviously. And it used to be like that you would bounce off I don't know if it was changed or if I hit the head by mistake, but I always thought you would bounce off. But you could definitely just dash into it. Just watch out though, just cancel the dash because you might fall off. I mean, so that's pretty much it. It was pretty simple. It was safe-ish, I guess. Two HP drops, right? So if we take that into account, I would have been, if those didn't drop, it would have been 20. I would have been left with 20 HP, right? Yeah, that's pretty, I guess I'm lucky. It was a good fight. I mean, obviously he carried, and the loot wasn't that good in my opinion. Stock Aeonics were probably the best thing there, but I don't need them. I would have liked a nice proto quest or a corrupt sledge. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I don't know if I missed anything I wanted to comment on, but let me know in the comments below. All right, laters.